You don't question it at first. He's a black belt. He's been training for 15, 20, 25 years. So you assume that he must know how to teach. But eventually it hits you. And for some of you, far too late. That just because someone can do Jiu Jitsu, it does not mean that they can teach Jiu Jitsu. But in Jiu Jitsu culture, we often blur those lines and act like technical skill automatically equates to wisdom. But that's a dangerous assumption, especially for older grapplers, because you can't afford to waste years, and you don't have time for broken systems. And that's what we're talking about today, the myth of the black belt coach, how to recognize it, how to escape it, and what a real teacher actually looks like. Welcome to the Alchemy of Struggle. In most jiu-jitsu schools, this assumption goes unchallenged. If he's a black belt, he must be qualified to teach. And on the surface, this makes total sense. Rank equals experience. Experience equals wisdom. And wisdom equals the ability to teach. But this equation falls apart once you examine it a little closer. And this isn't just a jiu-jitsu problem. In almost every sport, the best players are not the best coaches. Phil Jackson wasn't the most elite NBA player, but he helped coach Michael Jordan and the Bulls to 6 NBA championships. And Bill Belichick isn't exactly known for his prowess on the field, but he's considered one of the most successful NFL coaches of all time. And Freddie Roach may have been a decent boxer in his own right, but we know him for coaching legends like Manny Pacquiao. Meanwhile, take a look at some of the most gifted athletes from those sports. Many of them struggled to be coaches because their greatness came from instinct, talent, and putting in the reps. Not systems and not pedagogy. Coaching and teaching are skill sets of their own. And in jiu-jitsu, we rarely teach people how to teach. We just hand off the responsibility to whoever has the rank. And this hits older grapplers a lot harder than the younger ones. Because young guys have the time to bounce around to different gyms, burn out, and start over. But when you're in your upper 30s, 40s, and 50s, you're making a significant investment with a smaller window of time. You need smart systems, not random rolls. And you need clarity and progression, not just more sweat and reps. That means the quality of your coach matters more than anything else. And look, this is not a bash on black belts, but it is a distinction. There are many excellent black belt coaches out there, but rank alone is not the qualifier. Teaching requires knowing how to properly communicate, seeing the world from the eyeballs of the person in front of you, and the ability to see patterns in others, not just to be able to perform them yourself. And I had a personal wake-up call that really shined some light on this. Last year, I taught a beginner's class for a few months. I believed as a purple belt, it was time for me to start developing that skill. And it opened my eyes in ways that I never imagined. Stuff I'd done automatically for years. I had to go back and study it just to make sure I could explain it clearly. Prepping for class took hours, breaking down technique, anticipating students' questions, and adjusting for different body types and different skill levels on the fly. And I came to 2 big realizations. 1, coaching is a completely different skill set. And 2, it's so demanding that I have no desire to pursue it long term. I was absolutely relieved once I realized I would no longer have to teach that beginner's class. Not because I don't care, but because I do. I saw the amount of preparation and emotional bandwidth that it takes to coach well. And I don't have the time or the passion to give it the energy that it deserves. And that experience gave me a whole new level of respect for good teachers. And it made me even more aware of just how rare they are. And I've been lucky to have had coaches like my current coach, Matt Sung Lee, and some of my previous coaches. I see these guys show up and teach several classes a day, fully present, fully dialed in, and committed to their students. And I've told Professor Matt on more than one occasion, I don't know how you do it, man. And it just goes to show that not everyone is cut out to be a coach. For the really good ones, it's a calling, not just a way to pay their bills. So how do you spot a black belt who can't teach? You might not be able to spot it right away. And if you're new, you won't be able to spot it at all. The classes feel hard, so you assume you're making progress, that you're learning. But you're learning moves, not systems. And when you ask for help, it's either just keep rolling, or you get a one-size-fits-all answer that's not quite suitable for you. And then there's the hidden costs. You start to doubt yourself. Maybe I'm just not athletic enough. Maybe I really am too old for this stuff. And over time, the fire that got you to show up in the first place starts to dim. Not because you no longer love Jiu Jitsu, but because you're not being properly taught. So a great coach doesn't just teach technique. They watch you closely. They break things down based on the needs of the people in the room. And they spot flaws before they become injuries. And a bad coach doesn't even notice you've been stuck for 6 months. Because you've been attending jiu-jitsu demonstrations, not jiu-jitsu classes. So what does a real coach look like? More than skill, they have wisdom. Wisdom is knowing what to teach, when to teach it, and who to teach it to. It requires patience, the ability to communicate your ideas, and awareness of who's actually in front of you. It's a completely different craft, and unfortunately, some black belts never develop it. Because they don't have to. Because the students just keep showing up anyway. And respect is handed to them on day one, and it's never questioned. But a real coach studies you. They track your progress. And they adapt the lessons whenever and wherever it's necessary. And you walk out of class with more than just technique. You walk out with clarity, with questions answered, and perhaps even more questions to explore. When you finally train under someone who sees you clearly, you stop feeling invisible. Your game opens up, and your confidence returns. And maybe most importantly, you start feeling like a student again, instead of just another body in the room. So if it feels like something's off, trust that feeling. Don't confuse rank with leadership or wisdom. And don't stay stuck out of loyalty or inertia. Find a coach who doesn't just understand how to wear the belt, but how to help you walk this path, starting from where you are. And if you haven't seen it already, check out the video on this channel where I talk about why most people quit Jiu Jitsu. It'll be linked at the end of this video. And if any of this hit home, check out some of the free downloads in the description. Or if you want to go deeper, join the channel membership. And as always, I want to thank the subscribers and the commenters for helping me level up this content. But remember, there are others who need this message, some of them in your own gyms. So let's help them find it. Like, share, and subscribe. Keep up the good fight and stay safe on those mats. Peace.